check out all the episodes of The Table of Truth on our website, www.tableoftruth.com. Welcome everybody to The Table of Truth. This is your man Cam. With me as always is...
What up, y'all? Denzel Merchanton, aka Dwayne, aka Madden Champion. What up?
What's going on, y'all? This is T'Challa's brother, Ant, holding it down. Let's go, Black Panther, get these awards.
Shit,
What's going on, y'all?
We'll see.
Happy Black History Month to you, brothers.
Yeah.
Whoa. Can we get a do-over? Is that even possible?
Yo. On behalf of Blacks, we're going to donate this month away. And this ain't our month this year. Not this year.
Wow.
We're gonna give this up, man.
The amount of stupidness that happened this month, man, I don't even know where to start.
But see, I think the stupidest every month, it just this one was heightened.
Yeah. It's like they were waiting though, like the racist shit. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it was like extra stupid. You don't even get, and it's like, you know, Black History Month's really only for like, the high schools and colleges and stuff like that. So, but it's just extra dumb this year. Like, it's weird.
Yo, it's so weird. I sent y'all a link that they had on the news in North Carolina. They took a field trip to a cotton field and made them
Oh my
sing,
God, yeah.
made them
What the
sing
hell
the
was
slave
that?
songs. It's like it's getting so blatant now. Like, I'm telling you, I'm sorry, y'all, but I think Trump put that battery pack, and people do not care, man.
But
Like,
yo,
wait, stop. They did a field trip to a cotton
They
field?
did a field trip to cotton field and made them sing slave songs.
The question is, who is still teaching slave songs? Like, how is it still known?
They was holding the bag. Everybody had a brown bag, picking cotton, laughing away, singing slave songs.
First of all, there's Negro spirituals.
Okay.
Second of all, cotton is a industry that's been in America for over 500 years, and I'm just kidding.
It ain't going nowhere.
We need to bring back Candyman. I wish there was a real Candyman. Like, yo, come back and freaking purify this country, man. Like,
man, it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's people do stuff because, like, there's still plantations all through the South, and they turn into events places and all that kind of stuff. People get married at old plantations now because they're all mansions basically, but they're plantations because of, like, the extra crops and shit like that. So they're all still there out in the South, and people use them like normal ass thing, like going to a country club or going to freaking renting out a hall or renting out like a church for their weddings and shit.
Okay, when I see lashing at a carnival, that's when I give up, yo.
When you see what at a carnival?
Lashing at a carnival, $3 to get lashed, yo. You wanna know how it feels? $3. I mean, yo, from Martin Luther King, Martin Luther Coon. What? How many news reporters are gonna say his name wrong?
Like, who even uses, like, why are they still using that word, yo? Like, it's just crazy to me, man.
Yeah, how do you put coon into a mistake? I don't understand that, yo.
Because it's in your vocabulary.
Wait, someone said coon? What happened?
Yeah. Yo, two reporters whether said Martin Luther
Coon.
Yeah.
They
and then their excuses. It was in my mind. It was by accident. How can that be an accident?
I mean, I'm almost at a point now. If you're white, you haven't had a racist thought. I don't think I ever believe you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they have to.
But that's why I wasn't mad at, like, Liam Neeson. I'm just like, okay, if it was a gay Muslim person or Indian, he probably would have done the same thing.
You don't have to know Black history, but you don't have to say you're Martin Luther King. Like, it's one thing to not know history. There's one thing to know that and then put it in the context.
Well, I mean that's just people wilding. That's that. I think that's the aspect that people forget. It's like the caucasity is so ridiculous. Yeah, it's so ridiculous that, like, I think it's much like with the Me Too situation, where a lot of that, the basis of that is what a lot of women are trying to explain to men. It's just like, you don't really think of women when you do an action or you say something. And so on our end, for the white folks, we're trying to say the same thing. It's just like, yo, when you guys speak, you guys have no idea what you're saying or even consider saying of the others that you would be talking about,
Yeah.
I think that's really what it comes down to. Because, like, you know, you don't have white people walking around thinking about, I wonder what black people would think if I said this. They don't, not like, they're no.
Nah, you know why? Is because they're the default character. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
100%.
they're the generic pick. So
Exactly, dude.
they're
100%.
you're right. They're not thinking about, oh, is this wrong or does this sound right? It's just like, well, it makes sense in my world. So, and that's why they be
Yeah,
fucking up with them
100%.
fucking. What was that fashion brand? The shit they came out with, like the
Oh, the Gucci shit?
The
yes,
Gucci.
yes.
That
Yo.
shit is
The fuck is
hilarious.
that?
Yo, again, how do you in the PR room and you say this is cool? No.
Because because they aren't thinking of it like that. Like if a black person was in that room or a minority, they'd be like, "Ooh, blackface." But if you're with a bunch of white folks that don't have that even in the furthest parts of their mind, like they're like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool." Blah blah blah. Like and having the disconnect between how the long history of blackface, all that kind of shit, blah 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 blah. So it's like a lot of people don't like. I'm saying, I think people forget that like your average person isn't walking around every day thinking like, "Oh man, I wonder about the treatment of black people in America. It's been so horrible
But
and
somebody in
systematic
that room,
racism."
Cam, somebody in that room, Cam, is 50. It can't be a bunch of 19-year-olds in a broad room.
Nah,
Somebody
I'm not
in
even
there.
blaming.
They're not
No,
even
no,
19.
no.
They old.
I think the older people are worse because like they're the ones that don't
Yeah.
have. If think about it, if you're old and you're of a certain income and you're white, your interactions with minorities is usually limited. So it's to they're bagging your groceries or in a fast food situation or in a service role. So like if your normal world isn't that, there's really no person that's gonna be like, yo man, that's just racist. So it's not an excuse, but it's just like that's the thought process that they go through because they don't have an Aunt Singleton next to them every day, be like, nigga, you racist.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. It's true
And so,
because like their company, I think Gucci's based out of somewhere in Italy.
yeah, it's
I
in
know it's an
Italy.
Italian brand, so I mean they just released something where they're like, we're gonna do some diversity
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hiring.
Man,
Like,
that's
come on, man,
smart.
that's some PR shit.
But
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 that's a,
but
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 that's how
even
you got to do
PR
it
though,
though.
why come up with that? Whoever came up with it knew about it. That wasn't just
no,
by
no, no, no.
accident
They
that
didn't know
came.
about it until the backlash. Like it was literally on the website for you to buy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what this went through the full on
Yeah,
process.
like they
That's
made it.
This is the part, and that's the part I'm saying. So it's like when people talk about, oh my god, I can't believe this. It's like, how could you not believe it? Like it's legit. Like your average person doesn't walk around thinking about the mistreatment of black people every day, or how women are oppressed, or any of that shit. Like they don't like, and I think that's the thing that we have to acknowledge it, accept it, and then work past that. Like, all right, we already assume that you're racist. Oh, you're not. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
But I think that's the part because I think we the like same with the Grammys or say with the Oscars or whatever. Like Ant's talking about Black Panther's up for best movie. It's not the best movie in Marvel's MCU, but it was a pretty dope and I super enjoyed it. I could pick it apart, but I don't think it's a best picture nomination. But at the same time, it's more than just a nomination. There's extra things behind it. There's all this other stuff. So it's always interesting to see how those things will play out because if Black Panther doesn't win the Oscar, that actually makes sense. It's not the best movie out of the group of there. If it does, then it presents two different narratives. One is okay, a movie with all black people has won the best picture of the year from the Oscars, which is a big prestigious thing. We all know it's bullshit, but still, it's a big deal. And if it doesn't win, it's almost like fuck these guys. White people always doing this stuff to us. So just like there's really no win-win besides the aspect of something like Aroma winning, which is foreign language, beautifully shot. I watched it. It's super dope. Like it's like I saw it on Netflix. I mean, I think it's it's a
is it
slow
movie of the
form
year?
film. It has all the same trappings that a movie of the year would have. Like beautifully shot, good script, good movie. It's slow. It's a little bit meandering. But again, like best picture movies usually aren't like the most entertaining ones. They're ones that are like thought provoking or super interesting or blah 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 blah. You know.
But
Yeah,
all right, but why can't it have the Cardi B treatment? Like we all know her album won, but it's not the best
but you
content.
can't say that if you don't listen to the other albums. Like I get what you're saying, but like if you don't listen to what's this Casey Musgraves album, then you can't say Cardi B has a number one album. Like now, if you listen to all albums and
Mhm.
you came out with your decision and said, I listen to all these albums, Cardi B's definitely the best one. Then you have some
No, no,
validity
no.
behind your statement.
I'm saying that based off of what I've heard from her, I don't find her a
It's
good
from what you
lyricist.
heard.
From what I've heard, yeah. So I'm
You
basing
don't
it
find who a good lyricist? Cardi?
Cardi B, yeah. But
But she's
she
not.
still, but she still wins awards based off of popularity, impact, So I'm saying, why
But
can't Black Panther be the same way? Even though it might not be the best movie, quote unquote, but it still has the biggest impact as far as money,
and
sales, talked
yeah,
about.
I think, and now if you want to get really critical, like Avengers outpaced out Black Panther, but in reality, it's just what is the best picture? Like, what's the actual criteria? Just kind of like what Dwayne's like. Cardi B's album is definitely not the best rap album of the year. We all know that, but
Yeah, but it still wins.
but
I was talking about
but
albums overall.
oh yeah, you want to go albums
Yeah, my
overall?
fault. I
Not
was talking
even
about album
not
overall.
even not even top 25, but but again in the rap category, and I guess that's what I think that's the thing is, it's like awards are given by the industry for the industry, and so the stuff that allowed a Cardi B to flourish in this current state is perfect for her to actually win that aspect award. So it doesn't mean that she didn't work hard or anything out. Like you as a hip hop fan cannot tell me that Cardi B's album is better than Pusha T's album. Like that's fucking ridiculous.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I can. Yes, I can.
You
but
can?
at the real but at the end of the day, it's not about the actual is this better, and then you have to, and you're not even like uh defining what better means, quote unquote. Welcome everybody. Cam has decided to join us.
Sorry,
Round of applause.
I just parachuted in. I saw the jump zone. I just dropped in like Apex, So
What's good, Kim?
what's good,
Welcome.
fellas? What's good? How we feeling?
We
Not too
feeling
bad,
good.
man. Talking about how Black Panther's going to win the best picture for Oscars.
Yo, hold up. My block is on fire. I'm about to mute my microphone real quick.
If y'all can see my face right now,
It's like the face of Spike Lee looking at Aquafina and John Mulaney. That's hilarious. But yeah. So we're on the it's Black History Month, Cam,
trash.
and I just wanted to get your opinion on how this glorious and illustrious month has gone.
Glorious. That's funny. Every year, man, Black History Month goes down the tube. I mean, it's either Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and who invented peanut butter, and that's it. And it's kind of washed. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, what? I mean, Black History Month, we don't get half off on rent. Like, whatever,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like,
Word, I'll take
you
that.
know what I mean? That's just for talk, man. We don't
Free
get nothing
Subway
out of this month.
sandwiches, free sub or something.
Yeah, something,
Hey,
yo. Half
but
price off at the supermarket.
hey, but like,
Yeah.
hey, I'll be low key like mad. Like I was like, how come we don't have a day off or something? Like I feel
Something,
like
yo. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
get MLK Day off. That's
No,
Black People's Day.
so I'll be like, I know MLK didn't die for me just to get a vacation, but I'll be feeling some type of way. Like when I have to come on work, I'll be like, man, this is National Black People Day off. I just look at my coworkers like I don't.
Yeah,
I
like,
don't
why y'all got off, yo? Y'all should be
yeah,
working.
yeah. I shouldn't be here. You know.
You got to
So
work on Martin Luther King Day? That's your
yeah,
job?
I'll be tight.
Damn.
Nah, I didn't. I remember when I was working at a startup, I asked the main dude. I was like, "Yo, can I get Black People Day off?" He's like, "What?" Martin Luther King, and he was like, I don't know how to respond to that."
Bruh.
Like,
Just say yes. That's it.
Yo,
Word.
I come into work singing him and Negro spirituals.
full of daishiki.
Yeah, that just shows you, man. I'm pissed. I shouldn't even be here today.
Shit, we need to get Michael Jordan Day off then. February 17th, no one go to work,
Yep.
yo.
Yep.
Yo, that's hilarious.
Bob Marley was born in February. We need that day off too, man. Like,
Okay.
All the
let's get
greats.
something out of here, man. Let's get something out of this month.
Yeah, I mean, yo,
We celebrate a dude that got lost.
Who's that?
You
Oh,
know,
Columbus. Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
he got lost.
put some
Here
respect on his
he.
name.
Yeah, fuck that.
He was looking for India.
Yeah.
Put some respect on that guy's name. But yeah. Black History Month has been hilarious. I think it's more.
I mean,
more
what we got? Martin Luther King with waves and a do rag. We had the Black History Twitter, which was hilarious. I must admit that was pretty funny. But we always take it up a notch and just take it out of context. And it's trifling. You look at a flyer and you see Malcolm and Martin promoting some like popping bottles.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
they normally do that
that's
in January during his MLK weekend.
Yeah.
So we can't even talk about that. Thank God it didn't happen in February.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that Burberry News. We got the Gucci blackface. What else
We got
going on
we
this
got
month?
I'm officially done with Floyd. He's another one, another coon. But we gonna
How
that
I don't get it. How is Floyd a coon? He's a multimillionaire that decided to patronize a Italian shop that just happened to release a racist garment.
because when they asked him, when they asked the dude what happened, he still was like, "Yo, man, I'm still buying it. Like I don't care.
Devil's advocate.
His answer, I'm enjoying life. That was his statement. Like I'm
No,
good.
devil's advocate here. And I see what he was trying to say. He's like, I'm not trying to be a follower because we kind of learned that when you follow, what is that noise?
And
That's my son. He left. He left. He left.
Okay, so I understand him not trying to be a follower, and he's trying to take what he's doing. He's just like, look, that don't even mean that to me. However, I totally don't agree with him, but I see what he's trying to do.
yeah, but
But
then buying Gucci, you a follower then.
Put
Like,
it like
come
this:
on, man.
at the end of the day, Gucci isn't for us. It was never for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So for me, it bothers me, but at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. Like I don't buy Dolce Gabbana and I don't buy Gucci.
Never will.
That's like for an elite class of person or white people that can afford that.
Well,
You know,
blacks can afford it too.
yeah, blacks can afford it, but it wasn't made for us. Just like how Polo wasn't made for us, but we took it and we have the
I would-
love here.
Yeah.
So, all that it ain't by us, man. So part of it is like it don't even bother me, but it's just funny that now systematic oppression is the new it's the new black, and I couldn't fathom. I'm like, who pushed this idea? Let's put nooses on a jacket.
On a jacket. Yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what it
That's
is?
crazy.
That was
Just
way
like
that
Cam
was
was
actually way
saying,
worse, yo.
there's no one, there's no people of color in the room. No one, and if there is, they need to be taken to school, man.
But
You know
also,
what they,
but
you know
also
what they
though,
saying? I gotta pay my rent. That's what they
nah,
saying. I
but
got
that's
rent.
not
I
even
got
but
bills
not
to pay,
but even
man.
with that though, it's like is I
They
think this but this is the part that I think non-black people don't understand is when black people are in a position that is higher than the average of black people, they're always looked upon to voice the struggles and voices of all black people. So if
That's
you're that
right.
and so, say so it's like if you're that lone Gucci designer that was there and you're like, yo, nigga, this shit is racist, but everyone was like, it's not that racist. What are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Then you're like, okay, so what do I do? Do I quit my job at a prestigious place because this is where I
Yeah.
want to be? Or do I get my check and figure out a better way to fight the system or whatever the fuck you want to do?
Yo,
all right.
you get your Monique on, yo. You stand for what you believe in and speak
You
up,
can
yo.
start your own Gucci.
Check it out.
Word.
Three things I can take away from this. The one far left thing I can say is that, well, people rock crosses across their chest all the time. That's the thing that killed, Jesus
Oh yeah,
Christ.
yeah, yeah.
So
Totally.
that's another
Symbolism, blah blah blah.
yes, another debate. However, you got people like Dapper Dan. We're looking at Dapper Dan. It's like, what you gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? So like, we was promoting him because he had been ripping their style off, and he finally got recognized because Gucci started to bite him back, and now he's a part of Gucci, which was a big deal because we wanted that inclusion, and Dapper Dan was part of our culture, and now he's included as one of the it guys. He's part of that culture, that movement. Sort of what Kanye wanted to be. He wanted to be included, but Dapper Dan actually got included. Now he's put in a tough position because he's answering the struggles of all the black people. To answer, want Gucci to answer for this, but what is he gonna do?
Show son.
Exactly.
But on the other side of it,
I'm done.
what if he does stay? Is he shucking and jiving like, what's the comedian name when he was talking to Monique? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey, because there's a bit of him saying what he would do for $60 million. He said he would dance like a monkey, shucking and jiving for that paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So there's a line people, have to figure out which side they belong on. Is Dapper Dan going to distance himself from Gucci, or does he want to keep that working relationship because he finally worked so hard to get what he's been trying to do since day one, be a credible designer? He's always been credible.
I mean, I don't think he needed, like, Dapper Dan was known throughout, like, I guess at least New York, and it did spread out. He's known in Harlem, and Gucci
Fashion heads
collaborated.
know him. Fashion
Yeah,
heads know him.
exactly. He's been around for
Yeah,
a
he
minute.
is fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
I mean,
freaking
fashion
Luke Cage
heads
season
know
1.
him, but fashion heads know him on a urban legend myth. But at the same time, like it goes back to kind of like what Kanye was talking about way back about when people were talking about Kanye and the whole gatekeeper type situation, where is Dapper Dan any less of a designer not working with Gucci or more working with Gucci. It almost seems like with him working with Gucci now he's legitimized. Where
Yeah.
like
I mean,
was
it's more of a to me. I see it as more of a he's collaborating with them. It's not like
yeah,
you know what I
like
mean?
a
Like
page.
he's
Yeah, it's like a page
yeah,
type
yeah,
situation.
exactly. It's like all right, well, we're gonna release this for you in the fall season. From what I heard from what he said, he's like, I'm gonna have a talk with them because he has their ear, so he could sit down and be like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean? He
That
wasn't
shit was
in that
dumb.
room when that happened. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He's doing his
there's
own thing.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. If he does that, I'm good with that. If
No,
he
well,
says something,
hold on. But what is the end goal? What do we want Dapper Dan to what is we want to convey to Dapper Dan that he want Gucci to accomplish? To acknowledge that they were
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
and discontinue the line.
yeah,
Okay.
yes,
No, I'm
an
just asking.
apology.
I'm
Yeah,
asking. Yeah.
I mean, we're not
I don't.
asking
I
for a
don't.
discount or nothing.
I
Just
mean, they
apology.
they, they already apologized. I think what they're trying to do now, I said it earlier, they're trying to diversify their uh their designers. They're trying to get. That's what they're
Yeah,
saying. We all know that's PR shit.
Mm.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? They might bring
Yeah,
somebody in and they be like, "Yo, go
I'm
in the
just
closet
I
and
just want to
design
be
something."
I just want to be in a room when they said, "Hey, let's put nooses on the
yeah,
jacket."
yeah. Like that shit was crazy. Like I think to me that's actually worse
I want to
because
know
there's
what
not.
they called it though. Was it literally called a noose, like on the
No,
Well, that
website?
what else? What else?
it was called a sailor's knot.
Okay, okay,
Sailor's not.
No, I made that shit up. That's what I'm like.
bro, it does look like one though.
Yeah,
So I was like, "Yo, maybe they did say that."
yeah. So I don't know.
But yeah, but I think that's true. It's like what is the the one thing for Black History this month, and just we could just point out and spotlight this month is like yeah, there's a level where what's the point and what's the out like people are outraged, cool, but what's the point of being outraged? What's the end goal? Like Cam
You,
said, like
you know the
Sam
average.
Harris, who I don't what.
Yeah, the average is just a multiple of things from the weather reporters calling Martin Luther King to this. It's just adding. It's just piling on disrespect, blatant disrespect.
Mhm.
It's almost like we did it. Okay, and what? And nothing gonna
Yeah,
happen. We're gonna
100%.
apologize, and you
Yeah,
still gonna buy my stuff. I'm
yeah,
still gonna make my money. Hold
yep,
that. That's
exactly.
that's the
And
frustration.
this, but this is the part that, say, for instance, Killer Mike was putting on a ridiculous scale, but that's what he was kind of talking about. It was like, because Black people don't patronize our own stuff, and we always hold up other brands that are not us higher, then we're always gonna be stuck in these situations when they do some dumb shit, or are they gonna like Floyd Mayweather when it said he's like, I buy Gucci because I buy Gucci. This is what I like to do. It's like whether they do some racist shit or whatever, I'm still gonna buy it because he's like, I don't rock with you guys on a daily basis. He's on a completely different stratosphere than your average Negro at the in the hood. So
Yeah,
it does not it's not a stretch for me to see Floyd doing what he does because Floyd does what the fuck he does. And he's chasing what every other rich Black person gets at a certain level is that white freedom of being able to do anything you want without having to have the back of your race on it, do any decision that you do.
but you gotta understand too. Just because your bracket changed, don't mean you up there on their level, and that doesn't mean that you still ain't black.
Oh,
They
true, true. No,
so you
that's never the point.
don't
And
look at us because we ain't got your money and say, hey, that's your problem that y'all going through suppression, y'all going through this. I'm not going through that. No, that's where you're wrong because you still one of us. You just
And us to a point, it's like what is it? Not Kamala Harris.
I
Angela
mean,
Rye.
he is
All
in a different tax bracket, but
yeah, and
why else is he taking pictures of $100 bills as telephones? I don't
yeah,
see Steve
exactly,
Jobs doing that.
yeah.
So
exactly.
so he doing
Because
stupid
he's
stuff.
still doing he's still doing
Yeah,
nigga shit.
exactly. So he's tied into that, but at the same time, now you're gonna say, "Hey, I could do what I want," which he can. Like
Yeah,
I could care less
I'm,
what Floyd does, yo. You
yeah.
know
It's,
what I
it's
mean?
just how you expect someone to quote unquote be woke when he's never shown that at all ever. It's
Exactly.
just
But you would
like
think at a certain point you're at a platform where
nah, not at all.
your voice matters.
Nope,
And
nope.
I'm not saying he doesn't do good. I'm not gonna
But
say
but it's him. You asking a lot for him. Now
Yeah,
if it was say like it was somebody who's giving back to the community, like LeBron James building schools or something like that, and you see him walking into an NBA game with a Gucci blackface turtleneck on, then you're gonna be like, all right, Bron,
yeah.
you bugging right now,
you're out
bro.
of character. Yeah,
But
you're out of
Floyd,
character. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Floyd, whatever,
Yeah.
man. That's
I
just
just I
Floyd for you.
But
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what's the like kind of like what Cam said, like what's the goal of that? Like
It's just a
there's
complaint
not
about something.
yeah, and I think but that's kind of like what we have to get past because the speaking to older Black people that were still around when there was segregation, like that's one of the main things that they said. They're like, we couldn't go to white banks, we couldn't go to the white grocery store, so we had to do our own shit. And by doing our own shit, it made us self sufficient, independent, and all that kind of shit. And so on one end, integration actually messed up the black community because now we were just like, oh, cool, we're like everybody else, but then we're still not treated like everyone else. Where when we were segregated, we're like, okay, we really aren't like everybody else. So it means we got to get our own shit together and keep our shit tight. And then once that started to go around, that's where we're slightly in that same mess where we have a lot of the trappings of the old the pimp ways of like worshiping people that have more money or fresh kicks or shit like that. More material wealth as opposed to the everything else.
Interesting.
Well, at least we got some good news. At least Kaepernick won his settlement.
I think that's actually that was actually pretty interesting. So I think it was a smart move by NFL because it's like there's no plus here.
Yeah,
like you're not gonna hire him back. You're not gonna hire him back. If he did, it would be for it doesn't matter. He's just gonna be a thorn in your side. So it's like settle the case. Cap can get his money so he can go do the good that he's already been doing anyways, and NFL can move on with their life. And there you go.
I'm kind of in the middle because I really wanted them to take it to court to trial, so we could see what happened. You know what I mean, and find out if there was collusion with teams or with the NFL itself.
Was
But now,
wait, hold on.
But now we got that hush money, like with the whole CTE, so they easily pay these people off. They gave Kaepernick, they had to give him a shit ton of money.
Undisclosed amount of money.
So he can't say anything about what happened.
Put it like this: when does the NFL fail to go to court when they knew they can win something?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? They probably could have won, but then Kaepernick would have appealed, and then whatever was in that trial would have became public, and that would have made them look even worse. So
exactly. So NFL was like, yo,
I mean they both won.
Because NFL was stupid because if they could have silenced this whole thing if they would have hired him as a backup or a third string and he sucked. Like if he sucked, the people that not black would be like, oh, see, he sucks. Why should we listen to him? That's exactly what they would have done.
Shit, the people that's black would have been like, sucks.
Exactly.
If you suck,
and everything would have been mute. So it was actually better that he didn't play because he became a thorn in their side without even have to play. And then you got that, and then he got to use his voice for other things that actually were more positive and like beneficial to the what he was actually going for. And I like that also too. Like I kind of respect him for not actually talking a lot because that's not really his role. Like he's not a dude that's out there like preaching and shit like that because that's just not his thing. Which I think that's smart. It's like if you know that's not your thing, don't do it. Let other people speak for you and just keep it moving.
But I also think too, once the president got involved, the NFL had to save face because he would have they was losing a lot of fans when Trump started saying don't support NFL. So when you got the president tweeting, and they had to make a power move like we can't have this guy back in because people will not. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who's against what Kaepernick did, so they got to worry about their bottom line as well. So I think this is more about business at the end of the day. Get this out the way, get him out of here, get your money, hush up, and we out.
Yep. And speaking of money, Zion Williamson.
Oh, yeah. You guys, what do you guys think about that? Should he play another game or should he?
To recap it real quick, Zion Williamson from Duke, crazy phenom prospect, dude swatting people from 3-point. It's ridiculous. But anyways, he got an injury, sprained medium sprain of his knee, something like that. Medium sprain of his knee. His shoe like completely just like disintegrated. That was crazy. But anyways, he is projected to be the number 1 draft pick. Blah 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 yada yada. The game itself, tickets were going for $3,000 for like the cheap seats on StubHub and all that shit, which is ridiculous.
$2,000.
Anyways, there said some of the it was like 280 something, 2,800 something. Anyways,
Marcus,
but anyways,
well, get your toys.
But anyways,
so I'm done.
Yeah. So with all that being said,
mute your mic.
With all that being said,
sorry,
I mean it right now. All right, so with all that being said, he's hurt now. So now it's like, okay, does he come back and possibly get hurt again, or does he like rest up and then go to the NBA and all that kind of good stuff?
First of all, NASA needs to make that man some shoes because I ain't never seen a dude just burst out his shoes just off a pivot cut. You know what I'm saying?
With his back to the basket too.
Yeah, back to the basket. That just shows you he different. Second of all, you know what? Damn the NCAA. They don't give a shit about us. If I was
Never
him,
have, never will.
if I was, because I don't want to hear that education shit, because he ain't staying there for no 4 years. Uh, and I just look at it. These ticket prices was outrageous. You know what I'm saying? And they don't pay them athletes any money, or well, known money. I know they getting paid on under the table, and they should, what rightfully so. But if I was him and I knew I was gonna be one of the top dudes, I would not play another game. I'd be like, I'm good. Unless I look, if I'm healthy and I just want to play, whatever. That's on the individual. But I'm not gonna force that man to go out there knowing that his career could be in jeopardy in the NBA when he guaranteed to be a top 3 pick. Heck no. Coach K, Coach M, Coach Z, whoever. I am cool. You know what I'm saying? I just felt bad because that game, people that paid to see that game wanted to see Zion, and that dude was out the game.
Well, yeah, I mean, Cam,
Mm.
you ain't throwing down $2,000, $3,000 to see a game. You want to watch from your house. So those
Yeah.
people who paid to see the game got money.
Dude, true.
So I don't feel bad for those people at all, yo.
True.
So they could do it. Yo, I agree with everything you said. Like, if I'm him, it's because y'all want to treat it like a business. Y'all don't want to give these kids, quote unquote, you give them a scholarship or free education. But you think they're going to class? They out there running drills. They got to learn their offense, their defense. Like, it's not easy for them. And they're not
Yeah.
getting paid, I mean, legally. So if you're going to be the first pick, second pick, if you want the top picks, then yeah, I would shut it down unless I'm 100% healthy and you
Yeah.
want your legend to grow further. But just like college is using him, he used them. So if he shut it down, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, it ultimately comes down to what Zion wants to do if healthy. If he's healthy and he says, "Look, I want to go out there and win a national championship," oh, by all means, get out there, go play.
Yeah.
But if dude was like, you know what, I am 100% healthy, but I kind of just want to get ready for the draft because he's going out next year. Cool. If he said if he guaranteed himself, he's like, I'm coming back next year. Then you get healthy, you come back next year, come back stronger. There's always next year. He gonna always be there. It does suck because I am a product of when the college game was actually, if not popular, just as popular as the NBA game at one point in time. However, those days are gone because those players don't stay that long. And I do understand like wanting to see college rivalries and stuff like that. I remember the last college rivalry I saw was like the O'Bannon brothers and UCLA and all them going at it.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
That was back in the day. So, but we don't have that no more. And those days are long gone with the college one and done. They just changed the rule. If I'm not mistaken, they changed the age from 19 to 18, right? You could just jump to straight from high school again, right?
I don't know. Did they? Shit.
I don't think you.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think it's like straight from high school, but you have to be 18. I think that's the
Okay.
something to
You
that.
have to be 1 year removed, right, from high school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
or
can
something
go
like that.
to
But
Do your thing somewhere else.
overseas or whatever.
but did Zion need to go to college?
I mean, yeah, to be the number one pick because when he was coming in, they
He
were
wasn't
saying
even looking at him.
yeah, he wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
he was gonna be top 15 pick, but even in his own class, he wasn't ranked number one. So in my mind, he proved that he's the number one pick.
I
I
look
think
at it.
also that's also a testament to Coach K and those dudes and like that kind of level of just like, yo, he went to one of the best programs in the world in the country to learn how to play basketball to be better, And he actually learned it. So it's like, all right, well, I got what I need. Time to go. See you guys later.
Well,
It was fun.
I honestly think two things. One, I think players of his talent should go to lower schools and bring them up, see how far you can take them. Because there's no point.
Why
Only,
would you do that?
only. Let me tell you why. Only because I think with these big colleges, they're just using him just to make money, and it's
But
all
Ed, those
it's all
lower
positive.
schools won't be on TV, so
But well,
I'm
I'm
gonna be
not
killing
saying.
it. I'm gonna be killing in Alabama, like down south somewhere.
I'm not saying go to a D3 school. I'm saying just go to a lesser school. And I don't know. That's just my opinion. But as the NCAA with college, I'm not gonna knock players who do get scholarships and don't make it to the NBA, but they get an education. So I'm not gonna say it's totally bullshit. But
I mean,
somebody,
you know what it is, and so there was like a good I don't know if it was a documentary or just a piece, but they were talking about that. They're like the student athlete is more the athlete student. You know, you're working 60 hours to 80 hours on your whatever sport you're in, and then whatever you got time left is what you do
Go to
your
class.
school. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And so then it's like they're talking because I remember this is they were talking about this years ago. And it always talks about it, and they're basically like well these kids they get free education and blah 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 blah, which is 100% true. But at the same time, the amount of money that the university makes off of that student, and then we're not even talking about basketball, we can talk about all the other sports too,
But,
compared to how much they're actually giving the student in terms of education, does not actually, amount to the same thing. And I remember they're talking, the one of the, oh, it was, Allen Iverson. And they're talking about Allen Iverson, his first year, and he jumped after 1 year. And they were talking about like, yeah, he got a free ride to college, but he didn't have no money because he's fucking a poor black kid. So he's sitting there trying to beg money for lunch from other people when he's an athlete and a star at a school. And then they're like, well, you should stay and get your education, or should you go make your millions in the NBA? And they're like, yo, let that guy. His goal in life is to take care of his family, not to get an education. It was to get an education, and by all means, stay and get your education. But
but
most of these kids aren't trying to do that. They're like their ticket to them is to get out of whatever their situation is, and get to the NBA or the NFL and make money to provide family. Blah 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 blah.
but again, though, like it's one case like LeBron James. His school was on ESPN, so pretty much what I'm saying is when you're that good, it don't matter where you play at, you're gonna get exposure. So
Yeah,
he doesn't have to go to Duke. If he's already good, though, he could play for freaking Alpo University. They're gonna film. They're gonna have it on television. They're gonna market him regardless.
I mean, not
That's what I'm
necessarily.
saying.
They
LeBron James
release these scans,
on TV on high
but and
school.
yeah, that was a special case. Like you talking about
He,
1 in a million. You
he's in
acting like
that.
every kid's
He's in
LeBron
that
James.
level. But
And
Zion is
you
not
was
that
watching
level.
Zion games in high school on ESPN.
No, I watched the slam dunk contest on TV.
Okay, then were you watching his high school games on ESPN? Is what I'm asking.
No, I wasn't. I don't know if they televised it on ESPN, but if they did, I would have watched it.
Okay,
But my
yeah,
well,
point is,
obviously they.
as far as that impact level, Zion is
but
on that level
but
with LeBron.
Zion wasn't
but
even considered the first pick in high school, like coming out of high school. Now, because he went to the school where they get showcased on TV and he showed his skill, he's considered the number one pick. So if he
They-
went somewhere else and he wasn't even considered number one, first of all, they're playing top talent at that school. You go to another bootleg school, you might not be playing top talent.
yeah,
So
But
you
they
got to
would
go
they
to a
would
top
you
school.
be the
they
best of the rest as
but
opposed to
they
the best
would.
of
But
the
my
best.
point is that they would televise them just like they did LeBron James.
What they wouldn't.
I definitely don't agree. I don't. They wouldn't know because it's a you forget
They
that
knew him already. He was a number
yeah,
one recruit out of high school.
but the
Kevin Durant was
NC
getting televised from high school. His games was on TV.
Kevin
nope.
Durant didn't have the hype as what Zion and
Are
LeBron
you
had.
what? Kevin Durant broke so many records in college. What are you
But
talking about?
he didn't have the hype. I said I didn't say talent. I said he didn't have the hype like a Zion.
But at
Man,
the
He didn't.
but the thing where you have to come back to is NCAA is a business, so it makes no business sense for them to highlight some rinky-dink school in fucking
exactly.
South Dakota when they can highlight the two big programs, UNC versus Duke, and the amount of ad dollars they're getting, the amount of freaking all that shit. Like it's like again, it's a business, and I think that's the aspect that everyone tries to gloss over. Where at the end of the day, this is a business. So when it's a business, it's money driven. And so all the pompous circumstance about championships and driving your team and all that bullshit. It's like, yeah, that's true. That's all there. But at the end of the day, it's still a business.
Make that
So
money.
and so if you understand that, like Boogie Cousins, he said, he was like, yo, make your money, man. Do what's good for you and your fam. Fuck everybody else, because that's really what it is. Because legit, if he would have tore his
Oh,
ACL or some
those
shit
are.
like that, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
Everyone would have
he
been
had
like, "Oh
insurance. He had
man,
insurance for a little bit.
yeah, of
Though.
course, of course."
Yeah.
But
What, $8 million compared to the hundreds of millions he could be
Oh, of
making
course. It's
just
not
off of
cool.
shoes? Like,
yeah,
there's no comparison.
I was actually reading up on that too. It's like as an athlete, if you as a student athlete, you do have insurance, and so you have coverage. But if you don't make a recovery after a year or a certain set amount of time, you lose that insurance. And then once you lose that insurance, you also lose your scholarship. So
Yeah.
you're pretty much fucked if you're injured and you can't come back. It's a wrap, dude. You got to do now. You're at a big state school with $100,000 a year, and you can't pay it because you were there on scholarship. So that's why it's so disingenuous in that aspect where people try to like Max Kellerman was kind of like, "Yo, man, that dude should sit out and just wait to get better, healthier, stronger, and then go to the NBA." And Stephen A was on his high horse about championships and the gravitas of all that bullshit. It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
and then as soon as he breaks his leg, you're gonna be like, yeah, maybe the
I,
young man should have sat
I,
down.
honestly, I think overseas should see this opportunity, make a certain league, and tell these high school players come over to us.
I
Get
agree.
your,
I agree.
They can,
you
but I
get
mean, they can do it. I mean, there's
Yeah,
they
a
sh-
lot of them
some
do.
high
But yeah,
school
you're
that
right.
do it. So
Yeah,
they
not a
should make a
lot.
better
But yeah, you're
push
right.
and get all of them.
Yeah,
Like
I'm actually
NCAA
no, I'm actually
come
surprised.
cool.
over.
And
I'm
then
actually
just
surprised the
like you're
NBA has
saying,
done
Ant, that should be televised since they're known, right?
that.
They're not known.
No, I mean, if these kids are nice, and you know what I mean, they want to get paid, then just go to Europe. Should get televised so we can see their games, and then come to the NBA.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. These schedules are made in advance. This is national TV, so they have these games that they're playing. They're not going to play bootleg teams on TV. Even if you go there, you might be lucky that they show you a game, but they're not going. They're not
I
going to change
mean,
their schedule.
what's it, Lamelo, the younger ball, whatever, junior
Yeah,
ball.
whatever
Yo,
he
if
is.
you get the top
he getting that.
if you get the top 30 high school players every year to come play overseas, it will get exposure. I'm not
Yeah,
saying one.
I mean, you'd
I'm
have to make it.
saying top 30,
No,
50 high
I
school
agree.
players,
You'd
they'll
have to
get
make it
exposure.
but you'd have to make it a business, just like
Yeah,
everything
it got to
else.
be a business. It has to be big. That's what I'm saying. If they go big with it, like, yo, everybody come over to us. Where therefore you're not limited. You could go to the NBA 1 year. Why not?
But anyways, with that being said, NCAA has always been bad. They're still a registered nonprofit, make billions of dollars, and they make it off the backs of poor black people. It's nothing changed. We all know this. I'm glad that people pay attention a little bit more often. But I hope that Zion's is like, you know what? I'm gonna chill. I'll watch from the bench. I would laugh if he didn't come back and his team still wins the national championship. That shit would be fucking hilarious.
Wow.
That would be hilarious.
I hate Duke, so I don't want them to win. Just come
Hey,
to
that
my
would be hilarious because it's not far fetched. That's the funniest part. But continuing with Black History, there has been a bunch of on the positive side, a bunch of black people are running for president. That's cool, right? Right?
Right?
Yo,
Like
I don't
Bueller.
care. Yo, I don't care if you're at this point, Cam. I don't care if you're purple, yellow. I just don't want this dude in office, man.
Okay.
I'm
Slow
done
up.
with the.
Slow up. Okay.
I ain't slowing up nothing.
No, hold on. So you got to be careful right now.
Wait, what? Spike won? Okay, Spike.
What?
I think Spike Lee won.
You
Oh,
watch-
for
Director?
adapted screenplay.
Are you watching the Oscars, young man?
Yeah, I got it on the background.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Samuel L. Jackson up there right now too.
Tell him why you mad, Cam. Tell him why you mad.
Anyway, I had a conversation with my mom about a week
Overdue, Spike. Sorry, go ahead, Cam.
Yeah. I had a conversation about Kamala Harris, and her name came up in some conversation, but she was like, "I know you're not voting for her."
Which you're like, excuse me?
I was like, I had to take a step back and was like, why shouldn't I vote for her, Mom? And she was just like, well, she ain't no good. I was like, that's not a valid enough reason to not vote for somebody. Can you give me some facts? Because a lot of what people are doing, including my mom, and what I used to do, including myself, is go for identity politics. And that is the downfall of how we put people in office. We did it with Obama. Let's be real. We voted for Obama mostly because he was black, and we didn't want Bush. That was a secondary reason. However, this year,
He wasn't going against Bush, but go ahead.
yeah, but
you want to Bush continued basically.
Yeah.
Stop doing the show and your laugh is outrageous, man.
Who?
So what I was trying to get at is that we can't deal with identity politics anymore. We need to know what their agenda is, what the agenda politics is. And right now they got this thing, the ADOS, the American Descendants of Slaves.
Oh yeah, some girls tell me about that at work.
So peep this, right? What I've been seeing right now is you got Angela Rye, Joy Reid, these prominent. I call them the blue checks on Twitter because what they say, it must be right because they have a blue check. However, these people that are the ADOS, or the American Descendants of Slave, have been questioning the agenda politics of a one Cory Booker because of his financial ties to some questionable people, and um, Kamala Harris because of her tenure as a DA and her questionable tactics as a DA. That's kind of on parallel with Clinton and Hillary when she was doing her thing, right? So
Hmm.
these people are questioning it, and then the people that are defending the Cory Bookers and the Kamala Harris, namely Angela Rye and the Joy Reids, and among other prominent black folks with the blue check marks, and the correspondents for the Voices of Being, the black voice of the people, have been discrediting these people, saying that they're bots, robots, they're not real, it's fake, don't listen to them. Now, the problem in that is there's a lot of discord within the the political party, which is the Democratic Party, I'm assuming. However, it sounds like we're hating. If I say on a personal level, if you do not question the politics of a person in question, then you're doing yourself and the party a disservice. And you can't be a hater and saying just because you're calling them out on something, you can't say, "Oh, you're a robot. You shouldn't question it. You should just vote for him because that's based on identity politics." We need to know what the agenda is on both parties, and furthermore, what is the gain you get by calling people that are calling the political party in question robots? Like, what do they have to gain from that? I don't understand why they're hating. So there's a whole little conundrum. I'm just saying to the people, do your homework, know who you vote for. Just don't vote for them because they're black, or they you can identify with them because of skin color, whatever. Just know what's going on.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. I think that's just the. I think now because before it was just Obama. Oh, it's a black dude. Okay, I'll vote for him. Now it's just like, oh wait, there's a couple black people. Oh wait, she's only half black. Oh, he's kind of light skinned though. But didn't he work in Jersey? Oh, he likes Wall Street. Oh, she was a prosecutor. Oh, she was locking niggas up. Oh, what about this person? Like, there's so many. Each you can literally go down the row of each of the candidates. There's only two candidates you can't actually. Uh, Buttigieg or whatever. He's a young gay dude that was a mayor. He like just doesn't have dirt, which is really interesting. And then Julian Castro, who's the twin brother of another senator, and like he has an awesome story with his abuela and all this other stuff. Like he doesn't really like. There's not that much dirt. They like. Oh, he doesn't speak Spanish enough. I guess that's what we're gonna do. So it's interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting how people play it out for the next year with these type of candidates because again, Kamala Harris actually is not a bad candidate at all. Like she has a nice record, all that kind of stuff. Some of her ideas and policies are around the same lines. Now I'm just going to see. I'm curious to see where she splits from the rest of them. Same thing with Cory Booker. Like Cory Booker's are pretty much a Clinton type of Democrat. A little bit more on the lovey-dovey side, but he has an interesting track record as well. People in Jersey are like, nah, that guy sucks. Other people are like, oh, I love that guy. So it's going to be interesting to see how black people kind of play this and see where it goes.
Listen, I like Joe Biden. I doesn't this election to me is not about black. It's about somebody who got some sense, who can actually be a president, respect the office, be
And
presidential,
and
and of course,
and,
well, hold on, and of course you're supposed to know who you're voting for and then what their agenda is. But that should have been automatic. That we shouldn't even have to say that. That should be right off the top. But unfortunately, that doesn't count no more. Once Trump got into office, it was about let me put a hat on, let me say a quick slogan, and I'm going to get in. So now that we know that, it has to be more than who you voting for because he'll get back in if he has a strong base. If people don't vote, so it's more than just know who you voting for and that's it. Not this time around, Trump is on a whole new level. Unfortunately, his rhetoric works. You don't have to know absolutely nothing, and he'll get back in. So I don't know what's it going to take to keep it real with you. I really don't know. I'm just
well,
being honest.
we gotta make sure we put the right person. I mean, they out here pandering again. We got Bernie out here. We got Kamala Harris with the whole hot sauce technique, and people calling. I'm just like, y'all using that tactic again. And then, like I said, people calling the people that are calling her out is either fake or ingenuine. And I'm just like, look, we've seen the hot sauce game. We've seen when people pander to black folks. We get it. You're cool. Or when she said she listened to Tupac and somebody in college when she went to college in '84. I'm like, hold on, something don't add up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah,
I
you know
mean,
what it is? I mean, it's not just us. They do that with people who believe in guns. They do that with people who go to church. They'll show up at a church. They probably don't even go to church. So I mean, it's just a way of them. And I know you guys are talking about for our people, for blacks. It's just a way for them to get votes. So if they're like, yo, you guys start talking to these Christians, best believe they're gonna be on the church on Sunday praising God. So it's all an act, man. So precisely what you said, which you should know who you're voting for and what they stand for. That's the thing to do, man.
Yeah, especially like in general, because a lot of people thought Trump ran a normal campaign because he went to all the normal shit. He did like the prayer breakfast. He went to the whatever Christian non-denominational church. He met with all the pastor leaders and all that kind of crap. So on some people look at Trump like, oh yeah, that's normal. That makes sense. And so other people, and so like that. There's more people that have that kind of mentality than there are people that look at it from our end. We're like, yo, this dude's fucking ridiculous. He's an old man.
Can we call it what it is though? Unfortunately, in his eyes, that word keeping it real, that's what he ran off of. To the people who were struggling, he bamboozled the phrase. He took what we preach. Yeah, he kept it real. Like, yo, let's drain the swamp. Let's F the politics. Vote for me. I'm gonna get you a job. I'm gonna get the coal mines factories in. Yay! They don't even care about everything else. And that's the same thing that we preach about Democrats and Republicans. They always say, vote for me, I help you. At the end of the day, it's like, do y'all really help us? So that's how Trump got in, because he was like, all that shit is bullshit. This is what I'm going to do, which we all know he's bullshit, but he took what we talk about and preach about and he flipped it.
Well, but also
he hustled the system.
You also have to forget. You also have to remember too. It's like it's not just.
Ludwig. All right.
But it's not just the uneducated white people that voted for Trump that made it. There was tons of college educated people that voted for Trump. A lot of people. There was a ton of minorities and Asian people that voted for Trump. Like a lot of people look at Trump as someone.
Trump got more female votes than Hillary. So
I'm saying
it's crazy.
But also people look at Trump as what they look at Trump like America, like they're bullies or like not taking no shit, that kind of shit, like his posture and how he carries himself. So a lot of people associate America with that type of attitude, not the peace and love Obama. Let's talk to people. Let's make sure we bow to the correct people and with their specific ethnicity and nationality and all that kind of crap. So a lot of people look at Trump as what America really is that pompous bullying, fuck everybody else, let's do what we want to do type of thing. So that's why it's not surprising that someone like Trump got elected. And it's more surprising that people don't really understand that there's more people like that, like Trump, that are like that than there are like us, that are like, oh, this dude's wowing, And so now to change that is what's going to happen right now with I want as many Democrats or as many people that want to run for president as possible. Like, F it. Everybody get it out there so everybody can figure out how they want to run it. Right?
Exactly. Honestly, we need somebody with a mixing of Al Sharpton, because you can't come in there with that politically incorrect, that soft. Trump's coming in there with the shotguns blazing, and you need somebody that won't be intimidated, that's not going to run this sweet ass campaign, because this time around, this dude is like on some Darth Vader level. He's gonna come in tweeting. He's gonna talk crazy. We need somebody who's gonna have to, unfortunately, stoop down just a little bit, like a Pelosi, how she didn't back down with the wall. You gotta put your foot down. You cannot be soft with this man, because that's the only way he's gonna win, is that bully tactic. It's the only way you're gonna beat this man now. Politics has changed now. He's changed it. In my opinion, he's changed it. After watching him. After he literally said, I could touch a woman by her gender. He can say whatever he want, and people will still say, I'm still gonna vote for him. So how do you beat him?
This dude said he could shoot somebody in Fifth Avenue, and he said,
and he won. So how can you beat him?
Yo, peep this. So I think recently it was like this dude had hella ammo and guns. I think he was with the Coast Guard, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, yep.
And this dude had a list of all the progressive Democratic political party members. And Trump didn't say a word about like anything against this dude. He just kept quiet. Like, if that don't show you what kind of man this dude is, I don't know what to tell you, man. This dude didn't say anything. He didn't voice his like quote unquote thoughts and prayers. I pray for the people that I'm glad we got this guy. He didn't say shit. He was like, I think he said something along. I hope he got like, why did they arrest him? He was pissed they arrested him.
Yeah, then he speaks on Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, that guy's getting
at the spa.
Yeah, we gotta take it at face value. If he says he's innocent, he's innocent. I'm like, all right, man,
Yeah.
whatever.
But again, like that's why it's so interesting because I think it's great that Trump is president because now the veneer of all the pomp and circumstance that we've kind of go along to get along in politics, it has now been shattered. And
Yep.
so now that it's shattered, and now it's on the people to figure out what they want to do next. That's why people like the AOC and like all the newer freshmen and how they're kind of going about their business and how they're just being different. Because honestly, it's like you guys have now seen the lowest of the low and how Trump treats the highest office in the land. So you literally can't top that. You can't even get close.
Nope.
So if that's the
Yo.
case, you could literally be like, yo, you're right. All these old white people that don't know how to use social media, y'all need to learn. Like you can do that now.
Yo, getting back to the Kamala Harris thing, she claims to have smoked pot in college while listening to Tupac and Snoop. Tupac's first album came out in '91. Snoop's first album came out in '93. Kamala Harris graduated college in '86.
Smoking too much weed, bro.
Cam, that is a Fox News segment.
That is a
Yo,
fact.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. If she smoke weed, admit that you smoke weed.
She did.
She did.
Oh, good. You can't. Don't be all that. No. Keep it 100. That's what we want.
Yo, Aunt, I think you missed the point.
You stupid, yo.
And the fact that she said she listened to hip, she's pandering. She's trying to relate to us. She said, "I listen."
Oh, my fault, kid. My fault. I got emotional right there.
I got emotional.
Listen to Tupac and Snoop, and their albums came out in the '90s. She graduated in '86.
Mm-hmm.
She was listening to fucking we playing
To the hip hop.
She's
playing
54.
bass.
Push us.
Curtis Blow.
She listened to Blow and Dougie Fresh. She lying.
Yeah, she's 80. She's 54 actually.
And she was like, "I didn't know SZA was the first group singer in Wu-Tang." Bitch, please.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yo, like I said, they do that to get votes, man. Like that's expected. You just gotta do your research.
Yeah, it's true. Don't get tripped up.
I mean,
That's
but
really what it comes down to.
as we were growing up, your parents and your elders, they went with who they identify with, and that's understandably so because of the time.
Yeah, that's how everybody is.
And the resources that were available and what we were being fed through the media and whatnot, and we didn't take the onus upon ourselves to be knowledgeable about each candidate, and we didn't have the resources to do the homework as well, or if we did, we didn't know how to attain that knowledge. Now we do. We have the accessibility, so the onus is upon us to take responsibility and know each candidate and try to put the best candidate possible. Are they perfect? No, but you gotta find it. I guess you gotta find a side what you can relate to. If Kamala Harris is your cup of tea, then that's your candidate.
Yo.
But we also have to unify and not split up the party because all the Republicans do is just got to pull another coup with some
Okey doke.
and have one dude, and they can get behind that one dude while we over here complaining and fist fighting over like 9 candidates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
pretty much, dude. Everything. Honestly, for Trump, like it's like if I'm a GOP conservative, Trump is perfect because he's in his dumbness. They can still get everything they need to get done. They got a bunch of Supreme Court nominees. They're starting to pack the courts in other aspects. They get to repeal stuff they want to repeal. They got to do that crazy ass tax reform situation. So it's like they could do all the things they want to do. It just doesn't look good. And they're like, well, we can deal with the not looking good like years later. But right now we're trying to get all of our shit done. And that's really what it comes down to. So it's like, honestly, like Trump is the best thing for both sides of the aisle, quote unquote, because on one side it kind of gives a lot of liberals being like, well, if this nigga over here is acting this stupid, we can literally stay wherever we want and forge how we want to do it. And on the other side, they're like, all right, let's ride this crazy king until the wheels fall off because we can still get all this that we need to get done.
Yeah. Well, can I tell you how we get the young votes? This is what they need to do. Call up one of the gaming companies, have like some dude running around in Apex, make a character that can't die, running around saying, make sure you vote. Call up all the hip hop artists. Tell them to promote voting. Like if you want to get a new, fresh voting, a new crowd, they're gonna have to tap into what people like and do. You can't just say go out and vote because so many people ain't watching CNN, TV. So you gotta tap into radio stations. You gotta appeal to that crowd.
But they did that though.
Like even more than like you have to get
remember when Bush was up for his second term, that whole vote or die movement, like they was on 106 in Park TRL.
Yeah.
That joint was everywhere, and they still lost.
But Obama, that Obama movement, he got it. He got a lot of votes from the younger crowd. And
Yo,
after that, they
no one
stopped. They
had
didn't
to
vote
promote
again.
Obama. Like they didn't have to promote Obama because he was black.
Yeah, I think, and also too, white people felt good about voting for Obama because now they're not racist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're
Well,
like, "Oh, I voted for Obama. I'm not racist anymore." And then, but then the other aspect of it too is the the level because everyone always, again, Trump won the electoral college. He did lose the popular vote. Blah 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 blah.
well, yes, he did.
And the electoral college is antiquated and should be abolished actually. But now you're at a level now where it's actually again Trump winning it makes it better because now people are like, oh shit, I guess voting does really matter because Trump won. Oh shit, you can say whatever the fuck you want and run for politics. All right, cool. Now I could be myself and not have to craft a cookie cutter
Mhm.
image. All the people that are running right now, the majority of the Democrats running, they're all running on a more progressive leaning platform than they would have 4 years ago or 3 years ago. So it's all super,
Yeah.
so it's all super interesting. So as with all his dumbness and everything else, he really has broken up a lot of the dumbness, and now I'm curious to see how it all shakes out and see what people will do with it from there.
Me too.
I just want to know, like, was was Obama that bad that we had to put this guy in office?
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, people,
For
a lot
not
of
for
people,
us, but for
man.
white America.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, I don't even think it was
Richer
that.
America too.
I think Hillary Clinton was just so bad timing with the emails and the
No,
lying.
it's you can blame all
Anybody could have
that.
won versus
No,
her. Anybody could have won versus
no,
Hillary,
you could
man.
blame a lot of that stuff because a lot of people are like, oh, if Bernie would have won, he would have won. I actually don't think if Bernie would have got the nomination, I don't think he would have won, honestly.
I
But
don't know. He had a lot of millennials, Cam. A
yeah,
lot of
but
young
but,
voters.
but even then, there was still a lower degree of millennials that actually voted for this past thing. So it's like in my head, I'm like, maybe, but again, it goes back to the everyone was like, "Oh, Hillary's a bad candidate." I was like, "Actually, she's actually in terms of a quote unquote regular candidate for the last, I don't know, 40 years, she's actually a really good candidate." It's just that she was going against a person that was like the exact opposite of what normal candidates would do. So
That's
here
what I'm
she is,
saying. She
but
wasn't
she was
built
over,
for it.
but she was over here being an adult, like saying things that a regular candidate would say, and
Mhm.
then Trump's over here be like, "Nah," and
That
people like
that
that, dude.
that's why I'm surprised people who say, "Yo, I love Frank Lucas, I love hustlers." Trump is the ultimate hustler. He's
100%.
number one.
Yeah,
People,
and
the
if
streets should be
you,
idolizing Trump right now. I'm
yeah,
dead
but
serious.
But that's why he's so popular in the rap circles all the time. He's at all that shit. So
He's
it
the hardest ever. He's the
and so I
hardest
think
ever.
it's gonna be interesting now because like I said, I can give you one negative for every Democratic candidate now, but I'm also curious to see like for every one informed voter that actually pays attention and reads and researches, there's literally 150 people that are like, I like her because she's a woman, cool,
Yeah,
or she's black, all right, I'm gonna vote for her. Like it doesn't on a sad level. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but that's kind of the level that we're at, where it's like you can be as informed as you want. It doesn't really matter about you living in New York or me living in the California, but you're actually in a place that actually your vote actually matters way more, honestly.
yeah. Yo, again, like I said, he had more women voted for him than Hillary, and he's on
Hmm.
tape saying that he violates women,
Hmm.
and they still vote for him. So
I mean,
I
that's what
don't.
guys do. You know what I'm saying? They just they talk dirty. The rationale for that is hilarious. That's what makes it even funnier. It's more the people that rock with him still now. Like a lot of people have buyer's remorse. Oh man, I didn't realize Trump's gonna be this bad. Other people are like, nah, I rock with him. He cool. He a little rough around the edges, but I can rock with what he's saying.
Mm,
But
Why the hell do we gotta talk about Trump?
hey man, happy Black History Month.
Nice.
We not even gonna talk about the dude from fucking Empire though, man.
Oh, you guys
Oh,
can. I have no opinion on that whatsoever.
the dude from Empire.
Yo, none. I have no opinion. I did not want to read art. I didn't read an article. I didn't watch a video. I just saw headlines and kept it moving. I just don't care at all. Like not even.
Same with R. Kelly. We don't gotta touch this
yeah, we're
demon
not doing.
stuff, y'all.
What I will say this though, I just saw a Hennessy commercial and I thought it was the best sci-fi movie of all time, and it was a liquor commercial. I don't know if y'all seen it just now. What?
What channel?
On whatever channel the Oscars is on. Yo, go you to YouTube and get the Hennessy. That's the best trailer I've ever seen in my life
That's
for
what the
liquor,
joint with De
yo.
Niro, right?
Let me rewind that commercial right now. I'm gonna tell you,
Oh, it's a Ridley Scott one, the Seven
Ridley
Worlds one,
Scott.
right?
Yes, that
Oh, they showed
commercial.
that during the Super Bowl, I think.
I've never seen that. This is the first time I seen this. That
I
was
think
crazy.
so.
That was crazy.
Yo, and
I
Hennessy
said,
is
yo,
still
what?
trash.
I said, yo, what the hell am I watching? I said, okay, yeah.
Still trash. Hennessy is
Nah,
trash.
that dude on Empire, I'm not even gonna. There's not because you know what? This nah.
Well,
I'm not gonna.
if you guys won't say anything, I will.
Yo,
I will. Look,
Tell him why you mad, Cam.
I'm
Tell him
not
why
even,
you mad.
I'm not even mad. I'm just in awe because
Dude,
we
the story just gets even crazier,
crazy.
yo.
yeah, man, it gets
You
crazier,
know what it
man.
is? It's like a Twitter thread, like someone's telling a story, and that's how crazy it is. Like for even the small pieces that I gleam, I'm like, what is going on, dude? I don't even want to know
Yo,
anymore.
when he said gay Tupac, I said I'm officially done. I'm gonna keep my opinions to myself. That was it for me. He's a
And the
cornball.
crowd clapping too. I'm like,
Look,
ah, yo.
look. So when the story came out, we got to be careful. Like as a community, online community, we do this all the time. I've been a victim of this shit too, where we jump on the story and we just start saying our reactions.
Mhm.
So like at the end of the day, what this has taught me is just wait it out. Let the dust settle before you have a
Oh yeah.
strong stance on an opinion about something that outraged you. There's two instances of this happening. The most recent is the Smalley. How you pronounce his name? Jesse
Smollett.
Dude from Empire.
dude from Empire. We'll just say guy from Empire, right?
Yeah.
So when the story came out,
Corn chip.
I was like, "Yo, that's crazy."
Gay Pac. Sorry, go ahead.
Hold on,
Yeah.
we'll get to that part. It sounded crazy. I was like, "Yo," but not out of the realm of possibility because we do have people that wild out because of that. I think a day or two later, the cops came in. It was like they're questioning the validity of his story. Now, black people are in the uproar. The gay community's in uproar because it's like, oh, we can't trust the cops. Well, there has been a history.
And history is Chicago. Very
Yeah,
true.
yep. Now it's definitely Chicago if you want to question the cops. However, when the story came out, and the dude was like, I was walking getting lunch at 2 a.m. trying to get a sandwich, and I got jumped by two dudes, MAGA supporters that said this is MAGA country and beat him up.
And they had a noose and they had bleach.
Yeah, I just said at first I was like, that's so wild to me. It
Yeah.
didn't sound believable.
And yeah, as soon as I heard it too, I'm like, okay.
And then all of the prominent people, Nancy Pelosi, all these people got on and offered their support and criticized America and Trump and blah blah blah. And recent history is deserved. They needed that lashing. And what 4 days later, 5 days later, or a week later, it comes out. Small A story doesn't add. It just did not add up. And me knowing my lesson from before, jumping on a story and then being proven wrong, just kind of waited out and see how this was gonna turn out because I didn't have an opinion on it anyway. I was just like, oh, that's interesting. Oh wow, the cops could be lying too. Like, was this dude lying? And if he was, why? I come to find out that this dude was lying to boost his career and get a higher paycheck. That's not the move, my guy. Your agent should have been like, hold on, that's not the right move. We need to be taking to boost your career if that's what you want to do. And when he goes on TV and said the way he told the story just seems so fictional. And then he goes up and tells the story and said, I'm the gay Tupac. Wow, dude. You've really this is such a Shakespearean tragedy. Like,
Yes.
oh my God. And
Yo.
like, if no, you just cost yourself $65,000 this episode,
You
bruh.
cost your career.
Yeah,
You can't. That's it for you, man. That's it for you. You can't come back from this. You
bruh.
can't.
The only way he can come back, he gonna have to do like somebody gonna need to make a parody of him, and like he got to be with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He can play a character that gets killed by a Jedi on Star Wars. The only way that I watch him,
Wow.
yo.
Yeah,
I'm good.
on top of that, it's like, what Trump supporters watching Empire anyway? So I mean, that story does sound crazy. This is back in the country. Like they don't know you from anywhere.
I just don't get why he did that. Like, what was the reason? Like,
Well, you saying it was financial? I thought he was just trying to bring attention to Trump, but come to find out, he wanted more money from his job. I'm like, that ain't the way, bro.
yeah, and if
Yo, just ask for a raise. Call him
Probably
Terrence
did.
Howard, yo.
yeah, but even if you wanted to bring attention to Trump, it ain't hard. They bring attention to themselves.
Exactly.
They do it all the time. I just look. These are the type of moves that put black people back a few steps and be like, damn it, like why?
What a month to do it.
Yeah, man.
But my thing is, what's up with the gay Tupac? How does getting beat up with bleach compare you to Tupac? You ain't fight. You got your ass beat. You ain't what did you do?
I guess he got the rap album.
Yeah. That just showed me how fugazi that story was.
Yes, cornball, man. Cornball, man.
Even the gay community was like, this motherfucker. Like,
yo,
why are you?
I thought 6ix9ine won the cornball of the year. He topped it, yo.
Well, now that was last year. So
last year, yeah. he topped it, yo. He topped it. Nothing's beating him. Yo, dude, oh my God.
Well, yeah. Tristan was holding it down for a few days until that dropped. So
he was holding it down. Yeah, Tristan's the man compared to that. That's Nelson Mandela right now, man.
Yo, did you just walk back to your microphone? Where were you was making a sandwich just now? Why you sound so much clearer?
I don't know. I'm sitting in the same spot.
That's how I know your Wi-Fi's bootleg, yo. When we play Madden,
yo,
this
I'm
shit just
right
go in and out, yo.
I did put the mic closer to my mouth, so pause. That's probably why.
Gay Tupac.
Yo, that's why I said I'm not commenting. That was it for me. That was it.
Yo, you know what's worse though is like if he said that, right, and this was 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the amount of jokes that would have flew within seconds would have been amazing. But since we're in the current state that we're in, everyone was like, "Oh, okay, Tupac, cool."
Where exactly? You gotta hush up, like, oh, okay.
Yo, but at least make up a story where you win. You get a bat, you beat their asses, they on the floor screaming.
That would have been even more now believable, you know.
At least if you'd have said I'm a gay Tupac, I'd have said, you know what, he hold it down. Tupac signifies toughness. I ain't backing down. At least do that. At least do that.
And you know why no one's gonna really touch on that is because it's the gay community.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I ain't touching on it.
So you got to be really careful with that, because that's why I was like, oh, okay, you know, that's Jack, because there have been recent hate crimes against the gay community, but it just sounded so extraordinary, this story he told, and you want to believe him. You don't want to discredit anybody that's been a victim of what was the word I'm looking for?
Good luck.
No, the type of hate crime. Yeah. So he was a victim of a hate crime. You got to take that seriously. But if you fabricating it, you can't do that, my guy.
It just makes it worse for somebody, the next person.
Yes.
Now people want to be like, are you really telling the truth?
Yo, D, he just gave everybody fake battery packs for no reason. If you don't like it, stand up for yourself and be another gay Tupac. Yay! And you're not. Yo, you just gonna get a lot of people. A lot of people get their ass because of you. A lot of people gonna act brave. You know what? I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna fight this 600-pound dude. Because yo,
my guy wrote a check to get beat up. Venmo, homie.
Venmo cash.
If you would have done, saying, like, you got paid to get beat. Yo, fellas, this is beyond like a joke. Like, he's a cornball.
I couldn't even walk outside if I tried to pull some stunt like that.
That's a fact, kid. I couldn't either. Yo, how can you look at somebody in the face and say, "Yo, respect me"? What?
Nope.
But also too, think about it. You know, you have your homies too that rode for you. Now they got to be like,
yes, they gotta, yes,
and
yes.
And that's why I said you gotta wait till the dust settle on stuff like, especially stuff like this. I mean, just wait. Just in all things of this nature, just wait it out. It's cool to be the first. We're in a culture that we want to be the first to report information and news and content without verifying. I'm a victim of this sometimes. But for the most part, serious stuff like this, you gotta wait till this stuff settles, because if it backfired, you're gonna pull a Nancy Pelosi and have all them tweets deleted 180 off the.
Now, if he was smart, he should have dropped the album as soon as this incident happened. Right after the Tupac statement, album in stores at 5:00. Go buy it. Let's stand up. Out of respect for that. You know what? You lied, but you just made $50 million.
Yeah.
At least drop an album. If you're gonna do this, Do it. Go
But
all the
but
way.
but it's not. It wasn't even about that. It was more about the
Well, about what?
it seems like it was more about his acting and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I
But
dropped the album, man. You crazy.
yeah, it's just like it's just but it's also like just like Cam said, it's a perfect example of like the jumping to conclusion thing, kind of like with the MAGA boys and the freaking DC and the Native American guy that was drumming and that whole situation.
So
And like
did y'all peep that story?
that story was crazy too.
So like the dude is not even a vet. Like it totally was flipped the other way. Like I don't think those kids, they were there by themselves. They had their market. Those dudes walked up to the kids and made it look like the kids was bothering him. The media made some crazy,
Yeah,
crazy,
and
crazy
well,
shit.
and also too before that, like the the full gist of the story is these dumbass kids, yes, from a racist ass school, were there protesting against like abortion rights or something like that. There were Black Israelites there that were anti protesters, and they got into something in terms of they got into a
Oh,
conversation. So they were going back and forth. Like this is a true like Black Israelites were there. They were yelling at these young boys. They're going back and forth. Now that dude saw the conflict, did intervene, and then was doing his drumming to kind of break the tension of what was going on. Now
Yeah.
that's where. So then that's all that stuff leading up to that incident. Then the actual incident is of, and it's not even about the one boy or whatever. But if you look at the other kids too, because the other kids are making fun of this cat too. They're actually worse than the kid that's
jumping
just
up
sitting
and
there.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing
Mocking
the
them.
yeah. So like it's like not even on a race tip. It's like they're just being disrespectful to someone that's older than them, and
Hmm.
just they're just being some punk ass kids. And so, but like you said, like the media took that and just ran with it so hard and so fast that there was no reason. The context, nuance is like lost in this current state of things right now. Like you need context and you need nuance, and so like that's the part that you really need.
Yeah. That's.
But yeah, man, it's that level, dude. It's that level because I think that's to me that's the part that is kind of crazy that there's no if this whole story for the Jussie Smollett was just like he got beat up and it was a hate crime and that was it, everybody would have still had the opinion that they want to have. And then as it gets crazier and crazier and it gets legs and it's been how long has it been now? 2 weeks they've been talking about this dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Something like that.
he outshined R. Kelly with his indictments, man. Nobody even talks about that. Like
Nobody in the black community talks about that. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, like it's
But
just
also,
him.
again, it just shows what are we as a community paying attention to, And like, is this what we're really paying attention to? Like some dumb shit that Jesse Smollett did, the R. Kelly situation, which is actually way more like gravitas, whatever, other things. But it's like our attention is so small and fleeting. It's just like everybody else is, but ours is even extra because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yep.
gonna be that's the part that to me is just more interesting. It's just like people talking over here about Jesse Smollett and all this, and it's like, yo, there's other things that really need to be going on that people are doing that you could probably use your attention.
A lot more things, but we just live in some fucking weird times, yo. Like everyone has an opinion on everything. I don't know. I just hate it, man. That's why when people post articles now and I do that coming to America gif, like I'm good, yo. I don't want to comment on it. Like I'll exit whatever side left or whatever it's called. Like I'll just wait it out. There's more important things going on, man. Like
Yeah,
granted, we have a show where we gotta talk about pop culture and a lot of different things, but a lot of this shit is just here today, going tomorrow.
yeah, totally true.
We try our
Exactly.
best to keep it entertaining, but it always gets political. It gets crazy. That just like you said, it's hard to have an opinion anymore without getting killed for it.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot
Can't
of
make a joke out of nothing no more.
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
listening to a lot of Patrice O'Neill and like that dude would have probably had a field day if he was still alive in this current
Oh my
climate.
god. Yeah.
He would have had so much fun because I think that's he had been talking about this exact type of thing where it's like to have an opinion is everyone has an opinion whether you should be heard or not basically,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone feels that they should be heard even though they have some dumbass opinions or they say some dumb shit. Um, but then now everyone has a platform in it, and it happens in every industry, in literally every anything you could think of as that's some type of group of people that like one thing. There's some dumbness about it.
Yep.
True.
So, with that being said, let's wrap it up. Let's get some final words. Cam, since you hopped on the last, you get to go first.
Shit. Peach cobbler is the best dessert ever made on this planet Earth.
That's why you
Banana,
late.
banana pudding.
I wish. That's why I was late. I was doing some life. I was doing some life event planning. So
Life event.
Dun, 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 dun,
tell you
dun,
offline.
dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Tell you offline. Unless Cam already told you.
He didn't tell
And,
us nothing. We'll wait offline.
Yeah.
Well,
and
for me,
what's yours?
the Knicks has snapped an 8-game losing streak.
8.
Woo-hoo! 18. Sorry.
Oh.
Woo-hoo! I'm just happy that it's over. And that's it. I don't really have nothing else. That's it. The
Nick,
Knicks finally won the game.
Wait, Ant,
Yes. You hear me? You hear that?
Yo, turn that off.
You hear that?
Thank you.
Dwayne, what's your final word?
Yo, why you so annoying today, Ant?
I know you lost your damn mind, Ant. What is going on?
Yo, God forbid they win a championship. You're gonna find them dead in the alleyway
Yo,
or somewhere.
all
Yo.
I said was we didn't win. We broke the streak. That's it.
Bro,
It was
we won,
about to be a Knicks.
we won Zion, yo. Like, don't win any games, man.
We're in the running for Zion regardless, D. At this point, we won like 8 games.
All right, we'll see. The Suns got a pretty bad record too.
Stop pushing us.
They do. They got like 11 wins.
Yo, we got 11. Yo, we lost 18 straight, D. I'm
How
pretty
many
sure.
wins though?
I think we
Yeah,
got
go
10
look it up.
wins.
Go Google it.
Let me Google that up. Let me go that.
See,
Yeah.
do your research, people. That's my final word. Don't just start throwing numbers out when you don't even know what's going on. Do your research and let Anthony be an example. That's my
Oh
final
my
word.
God. Yo, all I said was we broke our winning streak. That's the losing streak.
I'm agreeing
That's
with you.
it. That's all I said. Nothing else. It's Sunday, y'all. Don't mind me. It's Sunday, man. It's Sunday, man.
I don't know what my final word is. Final word is the Oscars looked pretty brown. It's pretty interesting. I wonder how everyone's gonna react to that.
Well, you know they're gonna find a way to complain.
Yeah, they probably will. So that's cool, I guess. It's cool. Black people win stuff.
That's
When we win is
why Black Panther's gonna win.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Woo-hoo, let's go. I feel it. I feel it.
Black Panther win Best Picture. Man.
Care about feeling, man.
Mockery.
Care about feeling, man. There ain't no mockery, nothing. Just I feel it, man.
I'm gonna come out with a movie.
it be your own people, yo. We can't win, Cam. Can't
Yeah,
win.
what word? Can we just win one time, please?
What did Killer Mike say? He's like, I'm trying to hear opinions from anyone that's not dating a black woman. So like all of us be like, oh, sorry. My bad, Killer Mike.
Killer Mike from the South, yo.
Yeah, that's the dirty.
Yeah.
Killer Mike is affiliated with Fraggle Rock. I can't take him seriously.
Actually, that's what I like about it because it's so silly that, but he goes about deeper topics in a silly way, and I think that helps people listen to him.
Look, I give you an example. When he had that episode about I want to use everything all black on Black Friday, and I was like, he wouldn't eat the food because it wasn't important from a black farm.
Yeah, that's
blah,
all.
blah, blah.
No, but he did that to show how OD it is, like how hard it is.
Yeah.
But then he went to the barber shop and then asked where the barber get them clippers from.
Yeah, he was ODing.
He OD'd on that.
He wasn't
man.
doing that seriously, yo. He just showing like we don't own shit, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, who made that screw? Nah, I can't rock that beat. Yeah, come on, man.
I was like, this fool here. And then they let that boy around kids. I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah. That was crazy.
That was hilarious.
Yo, can I ask a quick question real quick? Has anybody here? We all seen Black Panther more than 3 times, have we?
No,
true. I actually have.
I saw it one time. That's all I need.
Yo, Kim, stop lying, yo.
One time. What
One
are
time.
What are
Yo,
Black Panther?
tackle him. Sorry, guys.
And why do I need to see Black Panther more than once? It made
you only saw it one time.
It made $1 billion for my one view. It don't need me. Like,
okay, I'm surprised. Normally everybody's at least seen it 3 times already, at least.
I usually in the theaters. I usually only go see Marvel movies probably once. I don't need to see it.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I've seen it twice in the theater. And DVD, I've seen it about 3 times.
It's on Netflix, though, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix now.
Yeah. I bought it on iTunes, so.
Yeah. I just wanted to know that.
Is there anything that I should know about on the iTunes, or is there like director's cut or something like interesting?
There's like extra scenes, but it ain't nothing.
Nothing.
Wasting money for it. Just it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you know, I'm a Ryan Coogler fan, so I gotta support the brother. Great
Yeah.
job.
I understand that. That's fair because my favorite movie of his is Fruitvale Station. That's dope.
Somebody mute Aunt Mike, please.
That was good. Why? Nobody said nothing?
Liar.
Right.
Who me?
I don't know.
The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie.
He just look at his girl like, yo, shut up.
I got my finger on my throat. Shit.
Girl, look you.
Close the door.
Close the door.
Yo, it was crazy. First 2 episodes I was doing in Oakland, man. Y'all heard the dogs barking. He was like,
Oh my God, what was
Oh
that,
my
bro?
God, yes. Yeah, that day.
man,
You had the dog on a podcast, yo. I was like, wow.
I
Yeah,
sounded like
remember the children? He's like, yo, who babysitting? You just heard babies crying, yo, screaming.
yo, I sound like I was podcasting from an igloo in
Word,
Alaska
yo.
at a drive-through with 2 dogs barking. I was like, yo, this got to change.
But at least the people know as authentic as it get. This ain't stage. This is live and direct. This is what it is, man. This is as real as it gets, man.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Hey,
Yeah, I think that's man. And with that, that's how we shall end it. Yo, this is the Table of Truth, and we're out.
You can listen and download to all of our episodes of The Table of Truth on iTunes. Just search The Table of Truth podcast.